I really am a very, very lucky boy indeed, because I've got yet another new pinball machine. This one is a Munsters by Stern, which I'm very, very excited to review for a number of reasons. When I say I'm a lucky boy, I really am. As you know, I'm planning on doing a top 50 pinball machines review on this channel. Now, the premise behind that, or one of the rules behind it, should I say, is that the pinball machines have to have lived in this house for the pure and simple reason that I don't think it's fair to assess and appraise a game that you've had in the privacy of your own home and you had the ability to really learn the nuances and the rules of the game. It's unfair to compare that to a game you might have played once on location. That's why the rule is there. And the reason I'm very lucky is because of people like Alan, who's lent me this, people like John, like Keith, like Matt Vince, like Pinball Heaven, like Chris B. Just so many really nice people who have lent me games. I've been able to get quite a high turnover through here. So whilst I might not have had 50, I've certainly had 33 or 34 games through here and had a chance to sample them. So, so thank you very much to everybody that's allowed me to do that. The story behind getting this game, you may well remember Alan from episode number 3 in our Games Room Tour series. That's a playlist on this channel. Where the story was, I went to Alan's, I filmed his collection. At the time, he was kind enough to lend me World Cup Soccer. The World Cup Soccer, myself and Spencer were halfway through doing a video on World Cup Soccer. A fuse went. I'm the least technically minded person you've ever met. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So Alan came over here a couple of days ago with his brother Alfie. And not only did they come over and repair World Cup Soccer, they actually brought a game with them. And it's this one. I didn't send them home empty-handed, by the way. In return, I've lent them Batman, which I'm sure they'll really enjoy. But there's two reasons why this is a really good pinball machine for me to have here. Firstly, it's for that top 50. It's going to be interesting for the top 50 because this is a much maligned game. I've heard an awful lot about this game, and for many people, this is the worst Spike 2 LCD machine that Stern have made. And it'd be really interesting to find out if that's the case. So, but that's for later on. I can't really put that in the top 50 videos until I've learnt the game, and I haven't learnt the game. And that's really important because this video is about my first impressions. So we'll have a bit of gameplay. We'll take you on a Playfield tour. There's some really interesting bits and pieces here. And I think it's really important that I don't understand the game. This won't be my first game. I played it once at Alan's. And I've had 3 games since it's been here. But you're certainly going to get a lot of me learning and finding out about the game, which I think is important to get those sort of first impressions feel about it. As I say, it is much maligned, but as I often find with a lot of these games, sometimes when expectations are set very, very low, a machine can't help but sort of surpass and really impress you where you wouldn't thought it would have done. The reverse is also true. If you're constantly told the best game in the world is whatever, Addams Family, and you get told it again and again and again, you may well play the Addams Family and think, well, this is not as good as was suggested. And, well, that's actually a story for a different day anyway. So what we have here is we've got a Munsters. This is a limited edition, 343 out of 600. Don't have my glasses on at the moment. Beautiful game. Stunning looking. I don't pretend to know much about the Munsters. I'm aware of them. I know Herman Munster, but I can't ever really recall watching the series as a child. I think, is it a series? Was it a film? That's how unsure I am, but I certainly do know that there's a lot of the footage from the broadcasts as part of the LCD screen, and there's obviously good tie-ins with the game, so if you're aware of this theme, then I guess there's going to be a lot of quotes, a lot of call-outs, which you'll recognise. I don't recognise them, but hey, that doesn't really matter. Theme has never really bothered me that much. What I am concerned about is how does it play? Is it exciting? Is it fun? Will I want to press that start button again? All that good stuff, which we're going to find out now. So I think without further ado, let's take you on a little Playfield tour. And if you haven't seen one of these before, then I think you're in for a little bit of a surprise. Right, we are. Let's take a look at the game. Well, the first thing you'll notice is this sort of webbed, spider's web armour, and there's 2 buttons on there, which we'll get to that in just a second. There's the cabinet art. Now, I really can't speak about what the cabinet art is like on the other models. I don't even know what the difference is between the LE and the Pro, but I'll hazard a guess. Just take you on a little look around now. First of all, should we have a look at the back glass there, which is really interesting, I think. Again, this is going to mean an awful lot more to you if you're familiar with the theme. But it's good looking, it's nice. I think so anyway. And just on the side here. Nice knocker. There we go, that's better. I was just blocking the light slightly there, wasn't I? There's the plaque of authentication, if you want. Quite classy, actually. It's sort of like a gold. It's got a gold trim on it. The speaker inserts have that as well. We'll get to the Playfield in just a second. I've been a bit of a tease, really, with it, aren't I? As you'll see, the legs as well. It is a powder coat. But it is like a gold powder coat. Anyway, let's show you what you really want to see, which is this Playfield. Now, I'm not going to be able to get very far into this Playfield without addressing the fact that it has a lower section to it. So we'll get to that shortly. This is signed. Now, it's John Borg. I seem to have spent most of my pinballing life avoiding John Borg. But ever since I got Aerosmith, he seems to have popped up on everything. I seem to be playing a lot of John Borg games now. And so, I mean, the first thing to say about the Playfield, it's got really big, lovely inserts. I like this. I haven't learnt the game yet, but that's really clear. It's clearly a Playfield multiplier of some description there. So they stand out, and I guess just looking at it without knowing it, these are modes. You'd have to assume that, and that's going to be a wizard mode, which should indicate there's probably not an awful lot to it. You've got your double in lane, which again Borg seems to like to do that. There's a zap button, as they're calling it on here. That's quite cool. Now, these are really interesting. I don't know how well you can see these targets here, but it's like there's a bank of targets, but actually they're not individual targets. It seems like there's only one switch there and another one there. So I'm not entirely sure how that works. Whereas if you look on somewhere like the gadget on Batman, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's lots of individual targets on it. And the same here. But it looks pretty cool. You see a little car in there as well. Hopefully the footage is showing that off. Now, I'm sort of just circumventing this whole lower Playfield. I'll get to that in a second. There's just so much to it. But just before I get to that, I just want to show you the spinner. There's a spinner. Bat on that spinner. Then there's a little a little secret section here if you want. I don't know what you'd call that. There'll have to be secret section for the moment. Okay, let's have a look at the lower Playfield. Now, this is not my game, so I'm not going to take that bit of glass there off the top. So we've got to sort of shine through that glass. Hopefully you can see it well enough. It's quite spectacular. It really is. It's like a proper little mini pinball machine in there. So you've got proper ramps. How well you can see them, I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. You can see a ramp there, which will loop up and go back round. There's orbit shots. there's a sort of central shot there. There's a saucer with a sort of up kicker, which will kick it back into this wire form. Oh, don't want that noise going off. Don't want a copyright strike with that Universal Movies music. You can see that there. It's a little wire form inside. I mean, it's really, really well done. That's neat. It really is. Again, talking about the wire forms are really done in a sort of very nice antique finish. I'm not sure what it's almost like an antique brass or something. I don't know, a worn gold, but it's nice. It's got the correct look. It's a very stylish pinball machine. Hopefully the camera does it justice. Now, this wire form that you're looking at here is interesting because that's with this ramp. This ramp goes up through under these lights. It actually disappears in a back box, and then what it does is it actually returns out here. It's a lovely shot. Lovely shot, actually, and then drops all the way back down here, runs down, and drops down and runs down to the flipper. Really neat shot. We've got the orbit, the left to right orbit. It flows nicely, it has to be said. That's a nice shot. And then we've got this, I mean, it looks like Frankenstein, doesn't it? But that's Herman. I think it's Herman Munster. I might be wrong. Please excuse me if it's... Oh, it is. It actually says his name there. It is. It's Herman Munster. With a big magnet underneath him. That's got quite a neat feature on it where just before multi-ball, you lock one of the balls, the magnet holds it there, and you have to knock that ball off during multi-ball to give you an additional ball, which I think is quite nice. You know, it's not a virtual feature. It's actually a proper mechanical feature. Hopefully you can see the pop bumpers at the back there. And this is quite cool as well, just behind Herman Munster there. You can see, I think, the back board. I think that's pretty cool. I think it looks nice. I think as well it's fair to say that this particular game really does benefit from the art blades. I'm a fan of mirror blades, has to be said. But these really work because it sort of gives it that... I guess they live in a mansion or a haunted house or something. And just with the sort of framed portraits along the art blades, I just think it sort of adds to that look. I would assume, well, they obviously, if it's the LE, they are the official art blades. We've got a scoop in there. Now, one thing I do know about this game is you hit it in that scoop, and that's what engages the game on the lower playfield. You can probably hear the fan there. It's a nice of Stern. Even on their LE, the most expensive model, still put the cheap fan in there. What could you say? Anyway, this ramp here, this ramp's really cool. So I like both the ramps on here because it's sort of, it's a vertical ramp. You see that? It sort of loops up from there. A sort of half pipe, would you call it a half pipe maybe? And then runs along here and back to this one. But it's so steep, you're not, I think, maybe someone, a better player than me might be able to do it. You can't backhand it off of there up to that ramp. So it sort of stops that as a shot. But what is a nice shot is that right to left orbit. Again, the orbits are nice on this game. Really like them. Now, this is, I think that's more or less it. I've mentioned the little, I don't know even what you'd call it here. It's a Dracula. It's like a Dracula raceway. There's some, on the screen, when that happens, there's like a Dracula race or something. I'm not entirely sure. Which is obviously a big part of the theme because, look, I mean, they're in a car. So, clearly Dracula's part of the crew, right? So, yeah, that obviously plays a big part of it. When I play it, what I was just about to say is it's not going to be the easiest thing to film. Because, so you won't, I mean, number one, I don't have Spencer here. So, I mean, normally it'd be great because I'll be playing it and you could sort of hang a camera over. So what I'm going to have to do, you'd have to excuse me, is I'll probably have to put one camera about here looking at the playfield that doesn't obscure my view massively. And then I'll probably have to put another camera sort of hanging over the playfield like so. So as at least we can incorporate some of that footage. I'm not sure how that works. You'll have to bear with me. This is not going to be an easy pinball machine to film. But that doesn't mean we can't film it. Certainly not. So there we go. That's the Munsters limited edition pinball machine from Stern. Certainly looks a cracker. It's a cracking looking game. Let's see how it plays and see if it can honestly be as bad as so many people say it is. Before I start, probably the one thing that I didn't mention was on this left-hand ramp. As you go up, as a dinosaur pops out of the ramp. Now he's called Spot. As I say, I'm not overly familiar with the TV show at all, but it's quite a neat feature and it shocked the hell out of me when I first saw it. Another sort of, you know, I guess nice little mechanism, pinball moment, whatever you want to call it. Okay, right, I've got all the cameras set up now. Hopefully I'll do it justice. If I'm having a completely terrible game, then I'm sure we'll have a second one. There you go. I don't know if you can see, he's already popped up underneath the playfield there. Not underneath the playfield, underneath the ramp, should I say. And then he's gone. Hold down the left flipper button. I know this, it allows the ball to travel all the way around, much like Deadpool there. So that's a skill shot. There's one of the orbits. They're really nice orbits, actually. Now, this is Herman, so this is the multi-ball I was talking about. So I think once it starts, I have to hit the ball. It's telling me on the screen that that's what I've got to do. Certainly not easy from... I've got it. Oh, there you go. No, I haven't actually knocked it down at all. If I don't do it quickly, it's not going to give me the option. There we go. That should do it. So we've got a 3-ball multi-ball now rather than a 2-ball multi-ball. And hopefully you can see on the inserts just there that Herman is lit, which is obviously one of the modes. So whilst I guess it's one of those where you don't necessarily have to complete it, just participate in it. Great ramp there. The reason you see my hand disappear, and you might not even catch it on camera, is I'm hitting that button in the middle of the lock bar, because I've been told that when it flashes, to hit it basically, it charges something up on the display screen, of which I'm unsure exactly what it charges up, or why it's being charged up, but I'll do it anyway. Oh dear, so silly. That was a Playfield multiplier, which I guess I could have done with it a little earlier, really. So if I hit that scoop now, I think it's going to take me down to that lower playfield. I'm just going to try and... That'll teach me. I was going to try and hit that orbit there. No. Okay, that's got me into the Dracula thing. Herman Super Jackpot. It says hold zap button to cancel. Did I want to cancel it? I'm not entirely sure what I was meant to be doing there, in all honesty. Oh, that is a very, very lucky... They call it a Lazarus, I think. Did you see the dinosaur pop up then? Under the playfield. You don't have much time to hit him. And if it's not on that... Right, oh, that's a shame. If it's not on that right ramp, you're not going to be able to hit him anyway. Sorry, on the right flipper. Hopefully one of the cameras captured the dinosaur popping up. I think I got it on this camera there, should be. I've got one camera just set up, dedicated on the mini playfield, so at least I'll be able to show you that when it happens. And I've got an extra ball, which is helpful, particularly for demonstrating the game. Oh, I could have done with that in the scope. There it is, it's in there now. So it's going to pop down to the lower playfield. Now this is where you use, if you remember, there's 2 flipper buttons on either side of the cabinet. You use the bottom one to control the flippers in the mini playfield. And I do like it. I do like it. As I was, as I may have already mentioned in the video, I can't remember, to be perfectly honest with you, but I think it's a really nice little playfield. I just think if the ball was slightly more robust, slightly denser, just slightly more to it, the ball feels quite lightweight actually, which makes it feel slightly gimmicky, which is a shame because I don't think it's gimmicky at all. Actually, I just feel if it was a little bit heavier, you'd be able to aim a lot better for the shots. Oh, actually, I've managed to get that in the end. So this is I'm getting a better run here than I had last time on it. I mean, I think the inserts and the ramps are really cool. Really cool. I was actually pressing the wrong. I was actually pressing the top flipper buttons then, which are the playfield. So that wasn't a great total there. There's Spot. Oh, the dinosaur! I actually missed him. That's an arse. That is. Oh no! I actually bounced it out to the outlane myself. So I've got extra ball lit. Where is the extra ball? I guess I think it's the scoop actually. So we're seeing a little bit of the game now. I'm pleased about this. This is not about having a great game myself. It's about showing you as much of the game as possible, which I think is happening at the moment. Because we've got Grandpa lit, and I'm not sure which camera's going to pick this up, but Grandpa lit, Spot lit, Herman, Lily. So now we need just Raven there. Now Raven is that left ramp. Can you see there's one light flashing out of the 3 lights on that left ramp? If I get that, then I guess I've completed them all. Now, apparently it has various stages of each mode, so I think you can have level 1 or 2, there might even be 3, I'm just looking at the screen now. So just doing these then, that's not going to complete the game, but I do wonder if it does get you to that little wizard mode, or a mini wizard mode at least. I've got to be able to hit that shot though. I really do, that left ramp shot, otherwise I'm not going to progress in the game. There we go, I've got it. So, okay, so it's given me a multi-ball now. So I don't know exactly what's going on, that's what he says. May have got the extra ball there. Oh, come on! Oh no, that's a shame. Have I still got one? I think I've still got a ball in play. I think, unless I miscalculated. So this is on Munsters Madness. It's saying this now. I don't know what I'm meant to be doing here. Ah, there you go. Munsters Madness. Shoot each area in turn before time runs out. I think this is it. I think we're on this little... Oh, it's on the bottom. We're on the mini playfield again. And I've got both playfields. Oh my goodness. Okay, both playfields. And the buttons flashing as well. So basically I'm having to hit balls on the mini playfield and the top playfield. I have no idea. This is actually crazy. I was not expecting this at all. That's really weird. I just don't know what's going on. Okay, so the mini Playfield's gone now. That was about as frenetic a thing as I've ever seen. Now the mini Playfield's back. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that quite before. I was not expecting it. I don't really know what's happened. You can probably tell in my voice, that was crazy. What on earth was going on there? Oh my goodness, I was actually even expecting that on a little playfield. It's completely confused me. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Sometimes it's backhandable, but only if the ball's sort of really bouncing and it's almost, you almost hit it on a volley and you can backhand that, it seems. Well, that was exciting. There's no doubt about that. That was exciting. Wow. Wow. Really something, actually. Okay, so it appears that on the screen, it appears that... Oh, that's a shame. That's right, I've got ball safe. I'm on level 2 for Grandpa's laboratory. It's the only... Which must be right, because I've lit that insert again, if you can see that there, on the lights, and just above the flippers. They are nice orbits, they really are. Oh, no, 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 no. Honestly, I could hit those orbits all day. It's a really good shot. So I've got Lily now, and I've got Herman again. So this is level 2. Herman, hurry up, level 2. So I guess we're back on the multi-ball again. Which I've hit that, which is what I need to do there. Oh dear, come on. Are you going to give me any of those back? Yes. There's actually quite a lot going on here. Oh! Grandpa's laboratory again, down to the bottom section.
3, 2, 1. Grandpa shrunk the ball. Start the machine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was a rubbish go, that one. So we've got this little multi-ball again. So this is Raven once more. Damn it. Oh, that's a shame, that's a shame. Whew. It's an interesting game, it really is. There's quite a lot going on. I think it's there's not a lot to it. I think there's a lot to the shots. I think there's a lot to the... There's not a lot of depth to it. I'll get Spot again. Be interesting to see if I could get to that sort of secondary wizard mode there. But Spot is definitely the bit that I'm sort of struggling with there. Okay, so there it is. Let's try and bump it over and then get that. Was terrible. Now on the backboard, so I've lit all these others. On the backboard is Spot, and I've only got one letter lit. So you've got basically like S-P-O-T. All I can see is that there's a light lit on the right ramp, which I guess means we've got to hit that, then hit the left ramp, which oh, what a dipstick. So I've lit the second letter there. I've lit the second letter. Come on, all the way round. Oh, I could have done without that.
4, 3.
Is that Grandpa's Laboratory again? Now, you can actually get a mystery prize on here. Oh my goodness, it wasn't. I was expecting that to be the ball down below then. Okay, so we're definitely in sort of a grandpa mode, but it's a different one. So it's not just repeating itself; it's changed the mode. Because that was worth quite a lot. That shot, it was worth 3 million. Go on, give me that extra ball. No, I thought I had an extra ball on that one. Oh, wow, that's... Oh, dear me. Don't you dare. No, I've bumped it into the bloody out lane. That was a shame because I think I'd spot lit again then. Well, clearly I'm into it, as you can probably hear from my voice.
Please enter your initials.
Oh, I got my initials. My initials. Do we get the full? What do you get? 3, or can I put the whole Gonzo in? Sorry, Alan. Well, I say I'm sorry. I'm sort of not. It's just that Maryland champion. That'll do. If somebody gets myself on the scoreboard.
Maryland champion.
That'll do.
You know that the police have been mistaken about Birmingham.
There we go.
I suppose you're right, Grandpa.
Munsters pinball machine. I've got to say, not bad at all. I'm not entirely sure what all the complaints are about. That's I don't know how good that score is there. The 78. Let me just have a look.
Would be turning over her grave
Have a little look.
if she had one.
So Alan 133. So I got 78. Oh, I see. Okay, it's not the worst score in the world. Alan and Alfie obviously feature prominently. I got myself up there. There you go. I'm pleased with that. Okay. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to have a proper go without all these cameras in the way and, yeah, see if I can improve on that. There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. That is Munsters Limited Edition by Stern.